Knock knock, it's Knuckles, and welcome to part 3.
I just want to say, they have definitely improved this zone's level design a lot. I think somebody else made a video about this as well, but I completely agree. There's a much better flow to it. There's a lot less points that'll stop you in your tracks. It's a huge improvement to this level. The original game had a lot of crushing places and moments that stop you in your tracks and just stuff that would blindside you. Almost none of that is here in this version of it. And you have this kind of cool gimmick where you fly through these windows and things change in the level. Not my favorite gimmick in the game, but it's an alright one. It's pretty cool. And of course, as Knuckles, I can climb up here and get all kinds of power-ups and stuff. It's a level that's good to play in different ways with different characters. And I like it when levels do that. We also have this wind gimmick, which is kind of cool. And it fits since we are high in the sky. In a flying airship with lots of fans and propellers and stuff. Of course there will be wind blowing you back. It's a surprise that that wasn't even there in the original version of this stage, as a matter of fact. I do tend to get lost a little bit in this stage. But I eventually find my way through. It's not that difficult. It's just a big stage. What? Oh, I've never seen that before. Very cool. Make my way over here. Making my way down. Flying battery. Bouncing off of chicken robots. Da 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 da. Ooh. Alright, and we found another special stage. And this is special stage 7, the final special stage. So after this, we might, if I don't screw this up, I should just shut my mouth. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, we don't have the 7th Chaos Emerald yet. But we will in due time, don't you worry. This special stage 7, despite my very unamusing death right there, is actually a lot easier than special stages 5 and 6. In fact, the first time I played this game, I actually beat that special stage on my very first try. There's a lot of corners you can cut. There's not a lot of walls or anything in it. It's a fun stage that rewards you for knowing what you're doing, which I clearly don't because I'm embarrassing the crap out of myself today. Okay, there are so many extra paths in this zone, and stuff you can climb up if you're Knuckles. The level design here is fantastic. Okay, I am certainly taking the long way around in this level. It's almost 5 minutes in, and I still have not found the exit. This is not exactly my best run here, but we should be nearing the end very soon. Okay. Well, that was certainly not my best run, but we are here at the boss fight. This is quite an interesting boss fight. It takes a little bit to get used to. I'm pretty good at it now. Basically, you gotta dodge these. Don't get crushed by the spikes as you're coming up, and knock Eggman into those spikes. And you can actually defeat him even faster, by spin dashing into him during these spike sections before you reach the pole that you climb? Yeah, the pole that you climb. Let me see if I can do it. Yep, there you go. See, you can land a hit on him even during those sections, but you gotta really do a well-timed spin dash jump in order to do that. So it has a higher skill floor than its skill ceiling, so that's good. Oh, that shouldn't have worked, but I guess the very last pixel of his pincer hit the very last pixel of that spike, and now he is down for the count. Here is a transition that wasn't there before. Here it is. That's a transition that was not there before. That little hang glider transition, that was not there in the original release of this game. There was actually a big patch, and this isn't one of those, oh, we're gonna release it unfinished and then patch it later type deals. No, no, no. This was definitely a very finished and polished game even by the time it was released. But they added a patch later that made all kinds of changes to it, or additions I should say. And one of those major additions was they added some transitions, because it used to be only some of the zone, or some of the acts and zones had transitions at the end, while others would just fade to black and go to the next zone, which is kind of lame. Upon this patch, all of them do, just like in Sonic 3. Shows the dedication from the developers to keep adding changes to this already great game even after it's released. And not just bug fixes, but even stuff like that. Another big one they did will get revealed later, and it's from the same patch, but I'm gonna not spoil that one yet. I'll wait till we get to that boss fight. So this is Press Garden Zone. This one's quite an interesting zone. I really like the aesthetics of it. I think it's a beautiful zone. And Act 1 and 2 are both very unique from each other, not only in terms of aesthetics, but in terms of the gameplay, gimmicks, and level design as well. They're very distinct. I'm not the hugest fan of the level design in these two levels. It is good, but Act 1 feels just a tiny bit more linear than the other levels in this game, and it's very hard to find any special stage rings here. The special stage ring, how am I supposed to reach this A? There we go. That's finicky right there. The level design here is good, but it's not amazing. It is a little bit, well, Act 1 is a little bit more linear than most of the other levels in the game, and Act 2, it's less linear, but it does have these ice gimmicks that I'm not a huge fan of, and we'll get into those in a second when we actually get to that zone. That act, I should say. I like this section here a lot. You just get to go down these slopes and get like super duper fast and go upside down and get all these rings and stuff. That part is really fun. And it leads right to the boss of Press Garden Act 1. And this guy, he will basically try to saw you with his saw blades, but if he hits these brown and green boxes, the saw blade will break. I guess these brown and green boxes are stronger than the blue ones. That will hurt his blade, so then you can jump into him. And now we are on to the most beautiful zone in the game, with the most, not only the prettiest, but also has this great soundtrack to it. Press Garden Zone Act 2 is awesome. I already love snow levels, but this is one of the prettiest, if not the prettiest one I have ever seen. All these like red trees, the red leaves falling everywhere. This is just a really beautiful looking zone. And I actually had it as my phone screen for a while. Can't really do that now because I have a girlfriend now, and so all my phone screens have to be her, or else she won't be happy about that. So this is what I meant about the ice gimmick. There's all kinds of stuff trapped in the ice blocks. Sometimes you'll get trapped in an ice block. And springs can bounce you around, and when you're in an ice block getting bounced around, you can break through other ice blocks. And if you're not getting bounced around, you can break yourself out by jumping 3 times. I'm trying to get this. There we go. I got invincibility and double speed. And I believe this is, yep, the boss. What's his name? I don't know. He's the green hard-boiled heavy. I don't know any of the hard-boiled heavies' names. I apologize. Well, except for the heavy rider, because, I mean, that one's obvious. Actually, I believe this guy might be called the Heavy Shinobi. That makes sense because he's kind of a ninja, and there was this very popular ninja series in the old days of the Sega Genesis and the Sega Master System, known as Shinobi. So that might be what this guy's called. I'm not sure about that. And I am doing terrible, so I really need to pay attention before I go and die. How did that hurt me? I was in ball form, I was bouncing into him. I don't get it. But whatever, I'm gonna do better this time. I am doing terrible. What is going on with me tonight? Well, this is embarrassing. Attempt number 3 at freaking Heavy Shinobi, or whatever he's called. Let's, not die this time. Please. Where'd my ring go? It just disappeared out of existence. He starts shooting so many of these things at you. It's like so hard to keep track of them. I promise you guys, I usually get this done in one go. I'm just off my game tonight. And there he goes. It is a bit of a tedious fight well, just a bit, because you can't hit him twice in a row, or else you'll get frozen. It's not that tedious though. It's not like Chaos 4 levels or anything. That was Act 2 of Press Garden. Such a pretty looking zone.
Hope you enjoyed this part. Thanks for watching. And this has been Knuckles. I'll be heading back to Angel Island now. But in the meantime, feel free to check out some of my other videos. Or check out this new Christmas themed short film I just came out with on my other channel, Epic Zacko, where my friend and I try to create snow, and it doesn't end so well. Have a great week.